Hosanna, recording is in progress. That
Yes.
means this is real.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes. Yes.
internet is, all eyes are fixed on us.
Everybody's watching.
Now that everyone's done with Jesse Volume 4, they are now interested in week
Yeah.
9.
Yeah. I didn't plan very well releasing my single on the same day that
Yeah,
Jacob Collier releases
yeah,
his album.
yeah. I actually wanted to ask you, not about that, but I did want to ask you like the single release, The Butcher,
Yeah.
which is what that's like number.
So it's number 3
Uh-huh.
that I have produced, like self-produced,
Yeah.
written, recorded,
Yeah.
mixed, all that stuff.
Separate,
Um,
because I knew your is it Ex Nihilo was
yeah.
the previous record, which I
Yep.
really enjoyed.
That was before I knew anything about how to produce anything, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to get some friends to produce it for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really, really terrible, long, expensive process. So
Mm.
don't want to do that again, which is why
You
I try to figure out how to do it myself.
yeah.
And here, yeah.
Well, the song is great.
Hey,
I really and actually I've really enjoyed I want to say it's Beige, Playing God, and The Butcher, right? Are the three?
yeah.
I like them. I think your production is really good. I would
Thank,
not have this I don't mean anything by this, but I would not have guessed you did all that yourself. I mean,
that's great.
I
No,
think
that
highly of you, but you know what I mean? Like I thought for sure you sent that off to
Oh, I really appreciate that. I did
yeah.
get help on it though, because it was during the time. So Beige actually was written while I was part of this program.
Oh,
So
right.
for music career. So I was getting coaching from Mike Mangini. So he was the one, it was an amazing course. They just kind of from the very basics, like ground up, teach you how to record and produce your own song.
Yeah.
So I did that and then I would get to like show it to them and he'd be like, "Oh, you should do this or that or you should route it differently." And so that was the beginning of all of this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I guess I'll just do this myself,
Yeah.
I've had Logic for forever. So
Yeah.
might as well. And so I've been messing around since then and I'm three songs in now. So
Hmm.
yeah,
It
I'm pretty happy
it's
with it.
it's well, congratulations to you. I mean that sincerely, and more than congratulate, more than just congratulations. Like, I just applaud your artistry, and I think the songs are great. I think your vocal performances are great. So I'm a fan. So
Uh, I appreciate that.
yeah,
Thank you. I feel like I'm doing it in like a very isolated box because
yeah,
since I'm doing it all by myself,
yeah,
it kind of makes you crazy a little bit because I don't
mhm,
know if people are hearing what I'm hearing.
mhm,
I need to be better at like sharing my work with other people at like while
mm,
it's in progress so that I can get
mm,
feedback because you do
yeah,
get myopic when mixing your own stuff or
yeah,
writing your own stuff. So that's why collaboration I think is really
hmm,
popular and important.
hmm,
But anyway, thank you. I
yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Did you? And I'll shut up here in a minute about this. But did you? So it's kind of interesting that as I've just been on the periphery of you going through this process and releasing music, etc. It's like when we first started this challenge, everything in my mind was like songwriting is the hard part. That's
Mm,
the hardest and the most important, or not, I don't know about the hardest, but it was like that's the I was just laser focused on like I gotta get that down where I'm just writing songs. And now that we're doing it, I still, I still think I can be better at songwriting. I think there's a lot of room to grow in that regard, but it's like that obstacle is now gone, having written
yeah.
9 songs in 9 weeks. And so I'm kind of seeing as you're going through this and you describe it, and as we talk, it's like, oh, there's a lot of other much harder parts of this whole game.
I've been trying to understand it as well because like what makes a good song? I've had so many
Mm,
conversations with people about this and like I'm sure that this experts everywhere are like, well, it's this and this and this and
mm,
this, right? Everyone has it figured out except me, apparently. But like I think like you're right. I thought, well, if you don't have a good song, if the songwriting isn't good, it can't be good. But that's not
mm-hmm.
all there is to it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you can have a good song, but if the production is terrible,
Yep.
you know, I feel
Yep.
like there's multiple pieces that are all foundational to make a good song, and
Yeah.
all of them have to be equally good.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it's not always gonna be, so then you just have a less good song, but
Yeah.
that's
It,
fine too.
yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I heard this anecdote and I don't know if this is true, and I'm trying to think of where I heard it, but, what I heard, it was like on a podcast or something, that Chris Rock, when he's going to try out new jokes, he'll
Mhm.
go on like a Tuesday night or whatever to a place. He's not, you know what I mean? And he will intentionally dial his personality like way back because he knows he's Chris Rock and he could, like, if he lays it on, even something that's not that funny, and like people want to laugh at Chris Rock. He
Yeah.
knows that. So he's so intent on getting people's honest reaction. He's like, he knows he has to. So there's a version of exactly what you're saying, that if you flip it around to say you can have a great song, but it's hard to get that reaction from people. They don't know you. They're not like primed to respond in that way. But production, excellent production, can take kind of it takes a great song, right, to an emotionally impactful one. And it takes a mediocre song to, like, oh,
Yeah.
I'd listen to this again, or like, I enjoy this, or let me hear more. Right. So,
I think like learning about production made me realize that how much of an art form it is. I
mm,
thought it was more like techie stuff, like
yeah,
right, very scientific, very calculated, very like measured.
yeah,
It's not. It's a lot of just throwing paint at a wall
mm,
and adjusting things as you go, and it's so fun. Like I have discovered that
mm-hmm,
that's actually a big part of my writing style
mm,
is, is production. So
yeah. I
fun.
love that description, throwing paint at the wall, because it feels like that
Yeah.
for like this week felt like that. And I felt that way, and in a sort of insecure way. Like, I
Mm,
don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting, like, I still don't know how to mix, and I don't really know how to EQ things. I'm kind of just messing with stuff till I go, like, that sounds in the zip code of what I was looking for.
yeah.
So,
Same. I think
yeah.
that's literally everyone. Um, and I think it is even like the most experienced people are just doing that just with a
Hmm.
lot more knowledge,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's still like we're just feeling it out and see
Yeah.
what feels good.
Yeah.
But
I started all that just to applaud you, my friend, on your single release, and also say happy belated birthday.
thank you.
I hope you got a pony.
I
And
got a massage, which is better than a pony. Oh my God.
I mean, you're going to
That's
want that pony, though.
oh, you're right.
You
Well, I've always wanted one.
know,
Mom never followed through.
yeah.
Anyway, um, okay, how about I go first this time
Okay.
because you first last time, and also because this one was thrown together
Okay.
very
Hey.
haphazardly. I built this off of um Splice samples. So I
Oh,
just
right on.
subscription to Splice and you can yeah, I use it all the time, constantly. But I just threw some stuff in. I usually am drawn to like the grungier stuff. I decided to like not do that, kind of go the
Interesting.
jazzier route just to see what happens. And then I wanted to intentionally flesh it out instrumentally more before I added my lyrics.
Interesting.
I feel like I let lyrics and vocals lead it quite a
Mm.
bit, and I wanted to see what happened if I flipped it around. And it was really hard.
Oh,
So
interesting.
don't know if I like it. But all that being said,
Yeah.
I will show you. Boop, boop, boop. All right, here we go. Um, yeah, I'll just start it. Here we go. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna pull me apart. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna take me apart to see what's on the inside. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna pull me apart. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna take me apart. knows the way it goes. Over, under, round and round again. Tie it up in knots, tight as you can. 'Cause it won't be too long before it all unravels. You can travel to the deepest ocean. Drop it in and pray for erosion. Turn around and run, it'll come back and tap you on the shoulder. 'Cause time will always show you just what it wants to show you. And all the creatures know where to run and hide when the wind blows and the storm comes and the dark falls and the rain comes and the snow falls and the earth shakes. 'Cause everything is trying to survive. No one's really ever ready to die. And that's why they just wanna pull me under. They just wanna pull me apart. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna take me apart to see what's on the inside. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna pull me apart. They just wanna pull me under. They just wanna take me apart to see what's on the inside. Everything comes around again. It comes around again. It comes around. Everything comes around again. It comes around again. It comes around. Everything comes around again. It comes around again. It comes around. Everything comes around again. It comes around again. It comes around.
I like it, Hosanna. I think this is effing cool. I love your instrumentation choices.
Thanks.
And you have some, those are dope chord changes.
You know what
Like,
I did? This is what's so funny. Okay. Because I've actually never done this before. I always, when I search and splice, I'll like
yeah.
consciously be like, okay, I'm in this
Oh,
key. And then I'll
oh,
no, not this time. I just was like, I'm gonna stick to 1 BPM. I did 90 BPM.
okay.
And I was like, I don't even care that these chords aren't in the same key. I'm gonna
Yeah.
throw them in. And like if it sounds bad, I'll tune it up or down. And that's what I did.
I loved
And
it.
I couldn't tell you what these chords are.
There's an R in there. I didn't know that was a thing. I loved it. I thought it was, is really interesting in a good way. I don't mean like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and you have a really good vocal sensibility with that kind of stuff.
Thanks.
One thing I was hearing, just so I know you were saying like you want to keep this kind of out of that gritty, grungy
Uh-huh.
land. However, you know the song Cult of Personality?
Uh Gosh,
Oh,
like I know it. I
I
know
didn't
of it.
I didn't mean to fireworks but you deserve it. So
I know of it. I couldn't
I
I can't
think,
head.
yeah, so I think if you listen to that later, the guitar in there, like it's this like ripping 90s like whammy bar. So I don't know that it would the actual parts that he plays on there, but if you found a jazz player who could play kind of some like ultra distorted,
Ooh,
I
that's
think that would be really cool on this.
I'm all about mixing up genres, so
Yeah.
that's very fun and exciting.
Because there's so much space for that now, right? There's not any other kind of glitched or distorted
Yeah,
elements in there. Like, and I don't know, you
true.
could overdo that quickly, but
Sure. No,
um,
but no, I love that idea. Because I always like the little crunchy, like
yeah,
gritty stuff that you can throw it in, sprinkle
yeah.
it in there. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
I liked also how you started with the chorus.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's really
that was
clever.
that was pure desperation because I had no idea what I was writing, and that's the first lyrics that came up, and it sounded like a chorus. So I was like, here we go.
It's a
That's
good chorus too. I really like that. I mean, again, in this whole song, this isn't like catchy in
hmm
that sense, but it's very memorable. And It's very singable. I actually really,
Yeah.
and I also think like relatable in a strange way. Like everybody feel, even if I'm in a pretty good place in my life, but like I relate to that,
Yeah.
like I think everybody feels a little bit like an underdog. So
Yeah.
um that was good. I like this a
Awesome.
lot.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you, because I was scrambling. I was really scrambling at the end because I think at 2:30 I only had the chorus.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Are
so
you serious?
yeah. So this whole verse I was
Dang,
just like
dude.
like out trying to write anything I could. Yeah, and I was in pure panic mode, but
Yeah.
here we are. So I think like, this will be a fun one to go back
Hmm.
and tweak, and I do find it difficult once I have a pretty fleshed out instrumentation
Hmm.
to go in a different direction halfway through.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of effort to go find
Oh my
something that
gosh.
will
Yes.
work, right? Because you're
Yes.
not organically playing the actual notes, especially if it's spliced. So it
Yeah.
makes it harder. But it's still fun writing like this with just samples.
Yeah.
I think it's still fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is a good reminder too to me that like is a lot of ways to do this, and um it if I've used this before on this project, I apologize, but I was giving my nephew some guitar lessons, and
Oh,
he was just getting frustrated, and I was like, "Hey man, they call it playing the guitar for a reason. It's supposed to be fun,
yeah.
right? Because otherwise, what are we doing here?" And I feel like this too. Like this song was really fun for me to listen to. So, and it seems
That
like it was fun, kind of other
it
than the
was
stress.
fun up until a
Yeah.
certain point.
Right.
Well,
I
thank
dig
you.
it. Yeah, I dig
Awesome.
it.
I mean, it's definitely, a little bit different from, I guess I say that every week. Every week I do something
Yeah.
wildly different. So that's
Yeah.
just what I do. Yeah.
Awesome. I dig
Okay.
it. I really do.
Thank
I think that's a win. So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
What what was yours like this week?
Okay, I worked at a concert on Saturday.
Mm.
Folk. I've been volunteering with the Portland Folk Music Society, just trying to meet more people. And so in the concert, it was kind of like it was a husband and wife. It was really country folk, beautiful harmonies, kind of like Civil Wars or
Mm.
Glenn, what's his name? Hansford and the gal he worked with.
Yes.
Right. So it's that kind of thing, but it's country. They used a chord progression, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna do that this week. I'm gonna use that chord progression. It was just 3 chords,
Ooh.
but I was like, I'm gonna make it different, so it's not that
Yeah.
song, right, in a different key and everything. And I started writing it, and I realized as I had the song kind of figured out, not all the lyrics written, but I was like, okay, this is the structure. I realized like, oh, that's a song from another friend of mine, another songwriter
Oh,
friend of mine. I was like, damn
no.
it. So I had to change one of the chords, and that changed it pretty dramatically. But the rest of the song was basically unchanged. So that was one thing that was kind of fun or interesting this week. Kind of took me on a journey. The second thing was I don't remember when, but early in the week, the theme of the song came to me. I
Mm.
didn't know. So I had to just figure out how to write the lyrics around that. The third thing is I tried to get a little ambitious with my backing vocals because I was inspired by my buddy Hosanna, who does really cool things on that front. So we'll see. I haven't really worked on layering a lot of those. I'll normally do like maybe 2 or 3 harmony parts at the most. So, and then the fourth thing is I used a splice sample for the first time ever, and this was one of those like I finished this. I had the song really figured out a couple of days ago, but it was all the knob turning at the end. I just finished the lyrics and actually tracking my vocals last night. And today, we had anyways, I wasn't able to start to come home until like, I guess like 11 or 12. So I had like 2 hours to go in and work on tuning the vocals.
Nice.
So I think it came out fun. I
Awesome.
like the song, and we'll see. I think it will be fun to play in a bar.
Nice.
And the song is called Hold On.
Ooh. All right. I'm so excited.
Hold on.
There's a hunger buried in the soul. There's an urge inside to fly. We are tethered to the lies we're told. Leaves us longing for the sky. So you're stuck on the ground with your dream in the clouds, praying someone will drop you a line. But now you gotta reach up past where you can see, grab any hope you can find. Hold on, sink your teeth in like you're never letting go. Hold on, fight like hell to get your fears under control. Tie a knot at the end of your rope and hold on. There's a question we all come to know, but I become a little more. And if you fight to see your dreams unfold, would it be worth fighting for? Well, now time marches on, and if you wait too long, you'll be stuck living with your regrets. Time to roll up your sleeves, get up off your knees. Come on and give us your best. Hold on, sink your teeth in like you're never letting go. Hold on, fight like hell to get your fear under control. Tie a knot at the end of your rope and hold on. Hold on, sink your teeth in like you're never letting go. Hold on, tie a knot at the end of your rope. Fight like hell to grab your fears by the throat and hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, oh my God. Yeah, how do you do this every week? Yeah, every week, just come in with,
Come
oh
on.
my God, I'm so serious. This is amazing. Like, this is, I feel like every part of the song was like interesting. It caught my attention. You saw my face, I'm sure. You're going through this. I'm like, yes. Oh my God. I
Thank
loved
you.
it. I loved
Thank
this.
you.
The backing vocals were so good.
It
So
felt
good.
it felt a bit gratuitous, but I also was like having fun with it,
No.
so I didn't care. So
Honestly, I know what you mean, but when it
yeah.
feels like I'm doing a little too much, but
Yeah.
like from a first time listener's perspective, that was glorious.
Thank
I
you.
didn't feel like it was too much at all at any
I
point.
love that.
I think the arc of the song is beautiful. The
Mm.
lyrics are wonderful. Where's that one line that I was like, what? Can you? Oh yeah, but we are tethered to the lies we're told. It leaves
Mm.
us all for the sky. Ugh, so good. This is so good. Your voice obviously sounds great. I actually love the style on your voice, like more country twang to it.
Yeah.
Works.
The accent comes back too. The
Yeah,
drawl from growing up in Oklahoma comes
I,
back pretty naturally, I find. So
that's really cool. I think it's awesome.
thank
It's
you.
yeah, and you're right. It's definitely like this is a crowd pleaser. You know, this
Mm.
is the one like I wanted to dance. I don't even but it just bounces just right, you know? It's
Yeah.
got a great
Thank you.
rhythm. The guitars. Is there a mandolin playing? Is
It's
that
a
you?
banjo. That was the splice sample. And I fought that for a long time to
Really?
make it fit. Well, because I couldn't find one that I had. It's kind of the same. There's a portion in there where it's just playing a G. And I had to like, because the
Yeah.
sample moves and I had to be like, it doesn't. So if I
Uh,
pulled that out, like I'd love to get a real banjo player to actually play a part on it. I was just trying to fit something in there. And I also think it'd be really fun to have like either pedal steel's probably too much, but some sort of electric like chicken picking guitar in there. And I don't know how to do that. So um
this is why collaboration is so fun
yeah,
because you have a song like just like this.
yeah,
You find talented musicians and be like, "Hey, do your thing," and it
yeah,
adds so much.
yeah.
That it's so cool. But I'm just obsessed. I don't even know where to. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Like it sounds like you had fun making this as well.
Yeah, I
It's
really
just
did.
it's so rich.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Can you talk me through a little bit like of the process of like how
Yeah.
you started, where it went?
Well, I started with the guitar. Actually, that's not true. The very first thing I recorded was that opening a cappella part. And what's interesting is I changed, it was much slower. The beat, the so I after that was already in, I kicked it up. I think maybe 10 BPM,
Wow.
something. It was significant.
Yeah.
Um, so then, and it just happened to work out that it overlaid with the guitar so that because I was like, I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to go back and re-record all this stuff. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
it's
that part, the hold on, because I was like, as soon as I had the idea for hold on, I was like, I want this to be like there's not a lot of country music. Maybe there's a lot of bluegrass, I don't know, but I don't hear a lot of country music that's they don't write about this kind of stuff. They don't write about like you can do it, and
yeah, I
you
think you're
know,
right.
they write about like we can do it, we're America or whatever, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, this just felt like I just felt compelled for whatever reason to be like this is a song that I would sing to myself, at dark, or want to kind of hear and feel good at certain points in my life. So
And I love
uh
it because yeah, I mean the message, I feel like it's not one of those there's songs that try to be a flip uplifting but kind
yeah,
of miss the mark because they don't go deep enough,
yeah,
if that makes sense. They don't go
yeah,
dark enough.
yeah,
This is so beautifully balanced because you have these lines that are so real and relatable and just beautifully written.
yeah, thank
And
you.
the whole lift of the song just keeps pulling you up throughout the whole thing.
Well, there
It's
was
wonderful.
thank you. The one line I thought a lot about, the very last one, fight like, oh, are you seeing my screen still?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, fight like hell to grab your fears by the throat, because I was like, I know that some people might have a reaction to that, but that's kind of how I feel when I'm in those seasons of my life, is like I try to talk to myself in a very gracious way, but I talk to my fears or my obstacles or whatever like very violently. Um, and
Wow.
I just there are times where I need to be reminded of that, is like you got to fight, you got to,
Hmm.
it's not to say that, because what I don't want this to be is like this is all bootstraps, and if you're sad you shouldn't be sad, but it's like you have to fight, you
Yeah.
know we all have to fight. And I just think that's relatable
I love it.
to me, so
This
obviously I
this
wrote it. So
theme, I feel like, is something that comes up a lot in your music and mine actually.
yeah,
It's like this struggle.
yeah,
Uh, and to me I think it's like universally human, and
sure,
so you can't really go wrong with it. Like
yeah,
it's so innately relatable.
yeah,
I actually I have a tattoo right here. And it's just a line from Paul Valeri's poem,
hmm,
A Graveyard by the Sea. And it's kind of long, but that's pretty much what the whole poem is about. It's about why do we as human beings we face certain death, right? All of us, we're
hmm,
all gonna die.
yeah,
And all of this crazy stuff and pain and suffering and um but at the end of the day, like we just keep trying to live and we just
Mhm.
keep going at it. That's
Yeah.
the most human thing. And I'm just like, yes,
You gotta, I
that's
mean,
that's
I
it.
love that. I think that's beautiful.
It's one.
Um, and it's interesting. I don't know if you feel this way. There's times where I feel like writing about that, but it is, and this is fine. It goes into my songwriting journal and I'll read them later and be like, that's pretty sappy, or that's pretty trite, or it's whatever. It's not song. I'm glad I got it off my chest, but it's not,
Yeah.
I don't want to sing that.
Yeah.
And this felt like the weird conjunction of like, um, lyrics that I, it's not like I'm telling some deep personal truth here, but like, I can be on, these are honest. This is how I
Mm.
feel at times. And also like, this would be fun to sing and kind of like
Right.
belt. And,
Yeah.
there was one, this took me a while to figure out what these chords were going to be, but I had a good time writing this. So that chord, I really enjoyed. Yeah. So that was fun.
Awesome.
So there's some little moments like that throughout the song. The bridge, I
The
really,
bridge. I loved the bridge.
thank you.
Loved it. Oh, it's such a great, it's a detour, but it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, this is like because it's so I guess like feeling like
yeah.
upbeat, really. Like it's very like danceable. And then that little dark turn,
Hmm.
amazing.
And
It's
thank you. I felt there was a moment, and it actually. So I'll describe it this way. There was a moment that I brought a smile to my face when I realized like this does not belong in a country song, but it brought me some joy because I was like, it'll be fun.
Were you inspired by Jacob Collier's first track of Jesse Volume?
Not yet, but in retrospect, maybe that went out in the universe and got into me somehow. But
Yes. Amazing.
it was really, oh yeah. When I heard the screaming in that song, I was like, this guy's on another level. I
I know.
cannot wait to go back and listen to that record again.
Same. Say I've actually can't emotionally get through it. It's
Yeah,
all in one sitting. But
yeah.
anyway, I just this
Thank
is
you, Hosanna.
incredible.
I really appreciate it and had a good time creating that song. So,
Well, I need you to put these up on
oh yeah,
as
maybe I'll
can.
load this one. This will be my first one. Um,
Put them
feels like
all.
it's more or less ready to go. So,
I feel like I want to. Here's the thing. Okay, I want to be able to listen to them over and over again.
yeah,
But like you have the option to make them private
yeah,
links. So if you don't want it to be like for everybody, you just send
yeah.
it to the people that you want them to listen to.
It's
I do
more,
that.
I don't mind anybody listening to them. It's more, like I would do this same exercise with anybody who wanted, right? But it's because I feel like I need to give all the disclaimers of
I know
like,
what you.
this is a demo. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but, I guess that's part of just developing a thick skin and just letting your art speak for itself.
Yeah.
So
Well, this was amazing.
good
As
week.
always.
Yeah.
Yes, such a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I'm actually very inspired right now. Like now I feel like I can go and like I just want to write a new song. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I
Yeah.
don't have
Me too.
oh.
It is a little bit weird, right? When you get to, especially like on these days when we come in under the wire,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, that's last week's song now.
Yeah, you could just like wanna, like
It's gone.
I guess we'll just get started.
Yep.
It just is incessant, but
Yeah. It's a
it's
good
so fun.
problem.
Yeah. Well, thanks again.
Thank
Seriously.
you. Great week, and I'll talk to you soon.